How's it going, ladies and gents? By the time you're watching this, I've already finished my last lectures of the Easter term, which means that I can now just mess around and play games all day. Not really, because I have exams coming up in May-ish, but, you know, in general, I'll have more spare time. That's good for my channel, right? Of course, it does mean I've got to knuckle down and do some work myself, force myself to get into the working habit, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, you know? Top advice though, don't leave it to the last minute like I've done for the past couple of years. That's a bad idea. You will not do well in your exams. I should know. First turn. This is against DeanBlaid, by the way. Matches against DeanBlaid are always good because Dean actually brings interesting stuff and he's a great player. He knows what he's doing. First turn, I lead with my Golduck. I don't know if I predicted this necessarily. I think I predicted the Armaldo, but first turn, I don't want to take any attack from Stunfisk, and I know for sure I'm not going to OHKO it. So I'm going to switch out into my specially defensive Superior here, which apparently is now PU, much to my amazement, but yeah, Superior is bulky and fast enough to make a great special wall, and it gets Leech Seed, Taunt, Synthesis, Sub, all this good stuff, like Mirror Coat even, it gets Mirror Coat. Like, what more could you want from a special wall? So I go for Taunt on the Flareon, then I go for a Glare. I wasn't sure if it would be an offensive Flareon or defensive. I guess I should have assumed defensive because I didn't see Toxic Orb activate, so whatever. You know, I almost clicked Mirror Coat there, but at the last second I thought, no, let's go for a Glare just to cripple it. Now I go to Shrew to, you know, block any attack or spin away the rocks if he gets them up. In comes the Jumpluff there, and best Jumpluff name EU. Go for the Stealth Rocks, and now I'm going to switch out again because I do not want to take any grass attack. No, that would be horrible. However, he does predict this, goes for a U-turn, and that's actually going to do not too much to my Superior because it turns out that Jumpluff is weak as piss if it has no attack boosts, which it normally doesn't. Then again, I've been swept by Jumpluff enough times to know that if you let it get set up, with Swords Dance, Sub, Sleep Powder, whatever, it'll sweep you, guaranteed. I've had that happen many a time. So in comes the Armaldo. I'm going to switch out, go into my Sandshrew once again. I feel like I definitely got the good end of the hacks this game because he definitely gets quite a bit against him, so, you know, Dean, if you're watching, I apologise for that. That sucks pretty bad, but he does get off the Rapid Spin here, and, you know, not too much of a problem. I can just set them up later again if I feel like it. But now I feel like I'm going to go into my Ariados here. I don't know if I predicted him. I think I thought that he might go to Bronzor here, so I thought, okay, now I can get up my Toxic Spikes. But no, it goes back to Stunfisk, and, you know, I don't want to lose Ariados so early, so I go back to my Superior. Even if he goes for Sludge Wave, which I think is the best thing Stunfisk can actually hit Superior with, that's not too big a deal, you know? Superior can probably take it. Now he switches, goes into his Miltank. I'm assuming, by the way he bought it in, it's an offensive Sap Sipper set, so, you know, me going for Taunt there, I thought his Stunfisk might be carrying Stealth Rocks as well, or Toxic or something, so I thought, best Taunt it and see what happens. But because it looks to be an offensive Miltank, I'm going to switch to my Sandshrew to take whatever attack. That doesn't look like it does too much, so I don't think that's banded, probably scarfed, but now I just go for my rocks again as he brings in the Bronzor. That's fine. I do know that Dean loves to run a defensive Bronzor because it's not actually too bad. And he has the Flareon there as like the special wall, so it means that I did predict that, by the way. That was my favourite prediction of the match. Ariados, taking them Toxics for days, yes! He has Flareon as a special wall, and it can pass off a Wish to the Bronzor, and they both cover each other's weaknesses, so it is a good defensive core. It is very good. Now I go to my Golduck here because I assume he'll want to go back to Armaldo here to try and Rapid Spin away my rocks. So I take the opportunity, go into Golduck, definitely going to threaten him out from here with the Hydro Pump, and I think that is what I just go for. I didn't want to mess around with predictions because, to be honest, as long as I kept the rocks up there, you know, Jumpluff, Armaldo, and Flareon definitely do not appreciate the rocks, so, you know, I may as well just keep them up there for as long as I can. But Jumpluff comes in, takes the Hydro Pump like it's nothing, and... You know, I have Ice Beam on this, but I kind of thought, don't know if I want to take a Seed Bomb, and he might have Sleep Powder, so... Whatever the case, I'm going to go into my Superior to take whatever attack from this thing. He goes for Seed Bomb, that's fine. Like I said, don't know if it would have killed, but I'd rather not take the damage anyway. So next turn, I'm still thinking this Jumpluff could potentially have like Sub or Sleep Powder, so I didn't want to go for Glare. And actually, to be fair, there wasn't really much he could do to me anyway, so I actually go for a Taunt here. Now, in any case, I think the problem is that whatever happened, I thought he would U-turn. I don't know why he didn't. I guess he thought I might be max speed and he wasn't or something, but you know, whatever. In comes the Miltank. I go for Taunt, and I can't attack him here because I think he has the Sap Sipper, so I have to basically leave in my Superior to die, and then next turn I can bring in Shrew Manchu, who wants his moment of glory. Try and take any hit from the Miltank and then retaliate back with Rapid Spin. Yes, I went for Rapid Spin. Okay. Wanted to get rid of those rocks just because I have the Ariados and stuff around because, you know, definitely do not appreciate those rocks. Now in comes the Bronzor. Unfortunately, Bronzor is definitely going to win this matchup because I have, what, Earthquake, which won't hit him because he has Levitate. Unless he's really good at bluffing the Levitate and actually has Fireproof, I don't know. Going to Rapidash, just going to go for a Wild Charge on whatever comes in. I guess I went for Wild Charge in case he would bring in the Flareon, but it doesn't really matter. In comes the Jumpluff. That is going to die because of Stealth Rocks and, you know, Wild Charge damage, whatever. Now the Stunfisk comes in and, you know, I am Expert Belt. I always run Expert Belt Rapidash because, for a start, it catches a lot of people off guard. And also, I feel like it needs to mix up its moves. And I have Morning Sun as well, so wouldn't want that on a Choice Banded set. Goes for an Earth Power. I did around half-ish health with the Drill Run, which is not too bad. But obviously he's going to take me out there. Now here's the fun part. Stunfisk's in here. I don't think I want to switch out here because there's no real point in saving Stunfisk, so I can kind of take advantage of this and go for a Disable. That will disable his Earth Power, and the only reason I did this is because I had this sort of thing in the back of my head saying, it's Dean you're playing against, he's probably going to have a Choice Spec Stunfisk, because that seems like the kind of thing he'd do. It's a pretty good set. It can take hits pretty well because of its bulk, and it can do some nice damage with the Choice Specs. But it does mean that I can disable his Earth Power there, and then go for a Sub just to get it up there. And there's really nothing he can do to me from there. I get a free Sub. All he has left is, I think, Bronzor, Flareon, and Armaldo. Armaldo dies to a single Hydro Pump from where it's at. Bronzor has the Gyro Ball, but it won't break my Sub in one hit, and I have Disable, so it's not a big problem. And Flareon, same case really, it dies to a single, well, maybe not a single Hydro Pump. One or two Hydro Pumps, and then, you know, it pretty much basically boils down to the fact that Golduck can take on the rest of his team, and assuming I hit my Hydro Pumps, which I do, take out the Armaldo, which was the last real threat to Golduck, and, you know, from here, I think next turn he just decides to run because there's really nothing he can do against it. Oh no, hang on, sorry, no. Miltank comes in. There is one last hope. If he can break my Sub, and no, I'm hyping it up too much. To be honest, Miltank is faster, so I can just go for a Sub. Let him die to poison, and then all he has left after that is the Flareon and the Bronzor. Like I said, it's a good defensive core, but it has no offensive capabilities against a sub-disabled Golduck, so it was just one of those situations where it was like the right Pokemon for the right job, if you like, just a purely coincidental kind of thing. Sub-disabled Golduck's good, don't get me wrong, but this is one of the situations where it definitely did work better than it normally would. But hope you all enjoyed the match nonetheless. Oh, poor little Krogunk never got a chance to shine. I'll have to show him off in a later match. So, that was a great game, Dean. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.